So we had our survey on the internet in Tonxo Tours on Instagram, asking questions about what you wanted me to talk about today. And the one I liked the most was a question from one of our followers, Sarah Sally Romes. Sorry about that. And she asked, what are the best places to have a picnic in Madrid, and where do you buy the food and get the food, and what are your recommendations? And so we have three recommendations. We love options. We always consider options depending on your personality and your style and what have you. So here we go. Without further ado, Tonxo Tours' three top picnic choices. Our number one is a slam dunk. It's the Retiro Park. It's right in downtown Madrid. You can walk. You can go after visiting the Prado Museum or doing your walking about the city, and so it's very easy to hit. You're gonna visit it anyway if you're in Madrid. The best food option is Mallorca, which is on Calle Serrano, right before you get to the Puerta de Alcalá, the main entrance to the park. So Mallorca, they have everything: prepared food, sandwiches, wine, delicious wines, pastries, and so you can prepare your full picnic there and then go walking into the Retiro. The Retiro has an interesting story. It used to belong to a monastery. There's a big monastery there, Los Jerónimos, which used to be close to the river, but for health reasons it wasn't very nice next to the river, so they moved up to it's right near where the Prado Museum is, the Jerónimos. The church still stands. The cloister is now part of the museum, and they had all that land for fields and what have you. And there was a royal residence there. And the Conde Duque de Olivares, who was Philip IV's prime minister, fixer, man behind the scenes, he built a palace there for Philip IV and said, listen, why don't you just hang out here, hunt, party, chill, and I'll take care of the running of the government and the country, and I'll pocket all the money, as one does, especially in Spain. So that's a little bit of the history. And then when Napoleon came to Spain, they took over the park. They destroyed the palace. There's very little left of the palace. And eventually the crown gave it to the town city hall, and town hall. Madrid is not a city, it's a town. And they gave it to the public. So now it's a wonderful park to walk around and get lost and find a quiet spot. Another option, if you go on a quiet day, is to rent one of the little rowboats and have your party and your picnic on the rowboat. And nowadays it's very crowded most of the time, but you can find a quiet spot in the evening or in the morning to be fairly quiet on the pond. So that's another option. So you can do a land or a water-based picnic, if you will. My second choice is a lovely little park called El Capricho. El Capricho is right by the airport. You have to take the subway. There's not much there as far as infrastructure and what have you. So take your food pre-prepared and buy it before you jump on the metro, and then take the metro to El Capricho station, and then you can walk from there. It's a lovely little romantic park. It used to belong to the Duques de Osuna, which is a very big noble family, and so it was built during the Romantic era, 1787, and it was then used again in the Civil War. They built some bunkers under the park. And so you can see some of the air vents that for the bunkers that are in the park, a bit spooky, a bit creepy. But it's a lovely little park. Again, remember to get your food beforehand, because there's a very non-existent food nearby the park. Our third option is the Casa de Campo. The Casa de Campo is a massive park. It's your most rural option. You're going to find sheep, maybe deer, rabbit, wild boar. This is really as rural as you're going to get, as close to Madrid as you can. And it used to belong to the Vargas family. It's a very important Madrid family, and they sold it to Philip II when Philip II decided to make Madrid the capital in 1561. And there's two ways you can get there. You can take the subway to Príncipe Pío, and there's a big shopping mall there, so you can buy any sorts of food you want. There's all sorts of dining options. And so you can buy a prepared meal, you can buy your supplies, there's a supermarket, there's a Burger King, so you can get a double Whopper with cheese, there's kebabs, you name it. So the dining options are close to infinite there, and there's a lot of restaurants on the street next to the park, so food is not a problem. Or you can take the ski lift from the Parque del Oeste in Moncloa, and it's not a ski lift because there's no skiing, but you know what I mean. It's a teleferic, and that's lovely because it has fantastic views. So I recommend the teleferico. However, if you take the teleferico, make sure you buy your food around the area of Moncloa first. There's all sorts of delicatessens and lovely restaurants and places where you can get plenty of food. And then take the ski, the airlift, the ski lift over. But it's going to drop you off in the middle of the countryside. You can then walk down to Casa de Campo metro station eventually. And it's very rural, and you're going to love it. And those are the ways of getting there and the food options. So that's 6 minutes. Those are our 3 picnic options for Madrid. Hope you enjoy. Save this video so you can refer to it later and see what your picnic options are. Thanks for watching. Bye.